This is not the Cinderella you know. The original fairy tale, the one told for 700 years before Disney got hold of it, featured torture, blood, and a father who wanted to sleep with his daughter. The stepsisters didn't just try on the slipper, they sliced off their own toes to make it fit. And when they failed, birds pecked out their eyes as divine punishment. This is the horrifying true history behind the world's most sanitized fairy tale. The Cinderella story first appeared in 9th century China, where a girl named Yesian got her slippers from a dead fish containing her mother's spirit. By the time it reached Europe in 1634, Italian author Giambattista Basile wrote about a father who, and I quote, began to cherish a wicked thought about his own daughter. This was common in fairy tales. They were originally warning stories for adults. The version the Brothers Grimm collected in 1812 was so violent they had to tone it down in later editions, but not enough to prevent nightmares. In the Grimm version, there's no fairy godmother. Cinderella gets her magic from a tree growing on her mother's grave. She waters it with tears until a white bird starts granting wishes. Meanwhile, her stepsisters aren't just mean, they're sadists. They pour lentils into ashes and force her to sort them. They give her the nickname Cinderella because she sleeps in the cinders by the fireplace. And when the prince comes searching, that's when things turn gruesome. Here's the moment Disney erased forever. When the prince arrives with the slipper, the first stepsister takes a butcher knife and slices off her toe to make her foot fit. The prince is fooled until doves in the magic tree sing, "Look behind you, there's blood in the shoe." The second sister then cuts off her heel. More blood, more dove warnings. This wasn't poetic justice. This was standard practice in medieval Europe, where foot binding and mutilation for marriage were real threats women faced. At Cinderella's wedding, the stepsisters try to curry favor by walking beside the carriage. That's when the doves from the magic tree, actually the spirit of Cinderella's dead mother, attack. One sister loses her left eye, the other loses her right. The birds then return to peck out the remaining eyes as the sisters beg for mercy. The Grimm brothers specifically wrote that they were punished with blindness for their wickedness and malice. This wasn't fantasy. It reflected medieval beliefs about divine retribution. When Walt Disney adapted the tale in 1950, his team removed all blood, all mutilation, and all dead parents. Why? Post-22 America wanted hope, not horror. But the sanitization came at a cost. We lost the story's original purpose, to warn young girls about real dangers like predatory fathers, forced marriages, and the extreme measures women took to escape poverty. Even the glass slipper was a mistranslation. The original French said pantoufle en verre, first slipper, not verre, glass. Disney chose glass because it sounded more magical than a bloody fur shoe. The stepsisters cutting off their toes isn't just ancient history. It's happening right now. Women today still mutilate themselves to fit societal standards, from foot binding in rural China to dangerous Brazilian butt lifts in Miami clinics. The original Cinderella warned about this obsession at all costs. Meanwhile, the Prince Charming narrative has created generations of women tolerating bad relationships, waiting for rescue. Perhaps we need the original's harsh truths more than Disney's fantasies. These gruesome fairy tales survived because they prepared children for a brutal world. Before child services, the story of Cinderella warned kids about abusive families. Before women's rights, the bloody slipper showed the dangers of forced marriage. We've sanitized these stories, but maybe we've lost their power. Next time you see a Disney princess, remember, the original versions contained blood, pain, and hard truths. Because sometimes, we need the warning more than the wish.